Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ailey. If you're new, today's video we're finally going to be talking about this little cute, look how cute it is. Okay, so I was on the site for launch, discovered that Colourpop have reduced their shipping. Thanks Colourpop, but not thanks, because now I'm going to have to go on and order stuff. And obviously was all intentions of buying the full collection that they have done with Rawbeautykristi. Congratulations, Kristi. I know that you've always wanted to collab with Colourpop. I was sitting poised, quite happily waiting, and so I didn't actually want the glosses, so I went in and I put the palette, I put the Super Shock shadows in my basket, and I put the eyeliners in my basket. When I went over, the eyeliners were out of stock, so I took everything out of my basket and put the whole collection in my basket, and I thought I'll just get the glosses and maybe give them away or something like that, because I just don't wear glosses. And it was out of stock. So then I scrambled to try and see what else that there still was, and I managed to get this. So gutted, to say the least. I really hope that they're restocking it so that I can get the liners and the Super Shock, I can't say that, Super Shock shadows. Welcome to being Scottish. We can't say lots of things like purple burglar alarm. Okay, I'm done. Let's just get into this. So I love the packaging. It's so Kristi. It's beautiful. Obviously, this is the second collab I'm doing of hers, or the second review of a collab that I'm doing of hers in a wee while. I have never had a Colourpop palette before. I know, crazy. I think it's smaller than I thought it would be, but it was quite inexpensive, so that does make sense. But it's cute. It's really nice. It's really compact. I've just taken the cover thing out of it. But yeah, when I opened it, I did think, wow, those pans are really small. So yeah, they do look a little bit small to me, but I think it's just because I've never had a Colourpop palette before. So we're not gonna drag this out too long. We're just gonna go on, and I'm actually gonna, instead of reviewing it kind of like I did with the Mitchell, Made by Mitchell palette, I'm gonna do it as we go. So we're gonna do it in real time, folks. Okay, so I just primed my eyes with a paint pot from MAC in Soft Ochre, and I have no idea what we're gonna do. No idea. None. I want to use the greens. I really want to use the greens. I know I've just done a green look, but I don't really care. Let's just use the greens. A big brush, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Old Growth. I know that sounds weird if I'm going to go in with green, but I just want like a base for right up above at my eyebrow. Oh yeah, like, look behind me. Everything's changed. I have all of my makeup out on the shelf behind me. I took all my pops away, my pop vinyls. Most of them are upstairs. Some are like up there in the top. Most of them are upstairs in my loft, because I just don't have the room to be storing them, and I have a ridiculous amount. One day I'll have a room where I can display them all with pride, but my tiny wee pokey 2-bedroom house right now, no. Okay, so I'm going to go in with Fiddlehead just to do that. And I'm just going to sort of fluff this in, get a little bit, because once colours are on my eye, I find that I can sort of figure out where I want to go a little bit easier. When I'm looking at them in a palette, I struggle a little bit. Close the uppy mirror. This mirror is disgustingly dirty. I'm going to go in with Evergreen, but I'm going to give it like a base. Okay, I'm going to try Evergreen with my little brush and see if it... Oh, holy shit! I need to zoom you in for this. Look at that! I mean... Wowee! I mean, it's got a little bit of fallout, but... it just goes on. Wow. Oh, it goes on so nicely. I think I want to take a little bit, just a little bit of Puffball, just because I think that it'll go really nice to fade out that green. It is the colour of dirt in like the best way possible. Okay. It needs something else and I can't figure out what it is because it just looks all a bit flat. I'm going to add the tiniest bit of Let It Rain. I love the fact that it's got, look at, oh, I shouldn't have worn a white t-shirt. Let It Rain's got a really nice sparkle in it. For shits and giggles, I'm gonna stick West Coast. I like West Coast. I live on the West Coast. In my inner corners. I'm not packing it on, I just want a little bit of shine. Okay, I'm gonna finish it up, add lashes and stuff like that, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I've done lashes, I've done mascara, I've done another little video on Vive. If you want to see that, I will link it up here for you. If it's up yet, I'm not sure. That is what my highlight is, in case you're wondering. And I did my lips, lip liner, Vive lip liner. But that's not what we're talking about today. We are talking about At First Sight by Rawbeautykristi. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I will come in close so that you can get an idea of the look that I went for. A nice natural kind of earthy look as well. You know, like if you want to have an everyday look, greens work for that. Like you can get a little bit of colour with green, but still have a colour rather than brown. I like the sort of brown arrangement in it. I think that I'll get use out of that. I actually think inadvertently, hold on, let's just find it. And I know it's two different brands, but it's one collaboration or one collaboree. I think that these two palettes will go really well together. In case you have no idea, this is the Pure Cosmetics one, and this is obviously the Colourpop one. I think that the colours in it will go really nicely together. I knew when I seen it that Old Growth was very similar to Moo Point. I'm going to swatch them side by side. So Old Growth is the top one, Moo Point is the bottom one. One is a lot pinker, the other one is a lot sort of, it's like a nudie pink. But they're really similar shades, you know, it's like the same kind of idea. Puffball is quite like Copper Boxes. Rainer is, it's a little bit more red actually. Hold on, let's see. Copper Boxes. Copper Boxes and Puffball are very similar. Puffball's on top, Copper Boxes below. Copper Boxes is just slightly more warm toned and Puffball is just slightly more cool toned. Then Chanterelle on the bottom, Camelot on the top, very, very similar. So, I mean, I think her brain was sort of in both of these palettes at the same time, but they work really nicely together, and I like having shades that are just a wee bit similar just to fade out into one another and to work kind of harmoniously with one another. So if we go over to the other side, we've got Dandelion as well. Let's put that next to, there you go. So you've got 3 shades of yellow there that you could work with between these two palettes. That's really nice. A lot of people might not like that. I like that. You've got Hurtful and PNW. Is that Pacific Northwest? A lighter blue and a darker blue. I mean, they're not the same. I'm not trying to say that they're the same or that it's a bad thing or anything like that. I just think because they're made by the same person, she's got her favourite colours. She's got her colours that she likes and her tones that she likes, but she can vary them a little bit. I think that the two palettes would work really well together. Like this one I'm just going to show you. We have Tribute and Amanita. Two purples. Look at them. Imagine them together, how much they would complement each other. Amanita is just a beautiful winey purple. Actually, I really cannot wait to use that. So if you have the Pure Rawbeautykristi palette and you were looking at this one and you thought that there were some similar shades in it, yes, but I think that they are a nice complement to this one. So you can see there, none of them are identical. They're all just very slightly different, and I think will work really nicely alongside one another. Do I like it? Yes. I'll put on the screen how much it was. Am I going to go back and try and get the eyeliners and the Super Shock shadows? Yes. Do I think that it would make a really nice Christmas present for somebody? Yes. And if you were thinking about getting it but held off, I would definitely recommend it. It is a beautiful palette, blended really nicely. This is my first experience with Colourpop. I don't know if I've said that 5 times already, but I definitely would purchase their palettes again. It's really nice. The only difference I would say is they've got kind of slightly smaller pans, but I mean, look at the amount of eyeshadow palettes I have up there. I don't need massive big pans because I'm never going to go through them. So yeah, I really like the palette. I think it's definitely worth your money. Kristi, you did it again. You deserve all of your success and more. So if you enjoyed this, if you got the palette, tell me what you thought of it down below. Let me know how much I need the eyeliners in my life. And if you enjoyed this video, obviously I would love if you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It really helps. If there's anything else you want to see me review or anything that you are interested in seeing used, let me know. And hopefully I will see you guys in my next video.